Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Monday, October 19th. Hope you had a wonderful sleep, that dreams were peaceful, restful, and in all other ways, otherwise comfortable. You're waking up this Monday to a transitioned moon. That's right, we've got the moon now in Sagittarius, giving us a little bit more of a jolt in energy on expression of self and fire, creativity, sports, competitiveness. It's makes the mind a little bit sharper. Not necessarily argumentative, although I do see that come out a lot more than not when the moon's in a fire sign, but definitely more in the cutting thought and the forward thinking and the forward action, putting motion into the action that we want to see have happen, drawing the bowstring because we want to loose an arrow instead of flying off into the distance. So huge, wonderful energy when it comes to the concept of moving oneself forward at this time. Plus, we're in a new moon. So this is a great opportunity to really put new ideas, new concepts, new thoughts down in front of you. However, gotta remember, we're still dealing with a lot of retrogrades out there. 5 of them all together, if I remember the numbers correctly. And yeah, that's throwing Chiron into the mix as well too, but, why not? That said though, with Chiron being in retrograde, with Mars being in retrograde, with Mercury being in retrograde, just with those 3 alone, we're definitely wanting to make sure that we're looking after our pacing, how fast we're doing things, how much we're pushing things, pushing on people especially. Traffic's been one of the worst ways to see this demonstrated because there's so much little last minute construction going on in and around the cities. And so you see people that are riding bumpers and pushing distances and just not generally really giving space to one another. I think that's one of the best ways to consider impatience, when you're not giving space to another person, another driver, things of that sort. Now, here's my process. People can operate themselves in a direction, and that direction, let's use a car for example, is forward. You are going forward on a road towards destinations upon the road, and you can control the space in front of you by accelerating or decelerating your vehicle. What you cannot control is the space behind you, the space that you're leaving, the space that you were occupying but that you are now moving on from. And this is where most people like to press upon one another. We like to dig up people's past. We like to look at what they just did or where they were just at. Sometimes we're doing it for judgmental reasons. Sometimes it's coaching. Sometimes it's just part of the job. But the truth of the matter is when we don't accommodate that space behind people as they're moving forward and evolving forward, sometimes we forget to give them the time or capacity to manage themselves, and we put ourselves at risk in their presence. If I'm riding right on somebody's bumper and they have to do an emergency brake for whatever reason, I'm not going to have time to react. And so if I'm being impatient with somebody and pressing on them, and then they are going to in some way push back upon me, there's very little I can do to get out of the way, because my impatience has put me in a position where I've now compromised the situation. This, I think, is why we all have to take a moment to really stop and think and consider with one another. And if you didn't catch yesterday's morning broadcast, we'll kind of restate it again. Giving people pauses and time to really finish their thoughts, finish their process, speak themselves clearly and fully and continually. Until we start giving everyone that space and that time to do so, we're always potentially doing somebody an injustice. We got to make sure that we're giving ourselves and each other that space and that accommodation wherever possible. Kindness demands it, and compassion demands it, honestly. All of it demands it. If we want a good community, we just got to be patient with each other. That's what it boils down to. So, today, this Monday, where I expect that patience is going to be a little bit more tested than not, give yourself that extra reminder. Maybe draw a little bear paw in your hand, or a kitten paw. A little pause reminder to remind you to take that pause time with people around you. Maybe it's getting a kitten picture and putting it up by your computer or in your workspace. Heck, I'd put one right here on my windshield, but that'd be distracted driving, because kittens are so damn cute. But either way, find that way to remind yourself about pauses, about taking a quick breather, to let other people finish their breath and finish their expansion and contraction and finish themselves, so that you can then work with their finished product and not hastily rush anyone into a bad moment. Now, I'm going to try and test this one shortly here and see if a short one works better for you guys than a long one. But give me your thoughts, give me your ideas, let me know. Mercury retrograde goes on until November 3rd. I'll double check when everything else is going on and update you guys on that tomorrow morning. But use the Sagittarian, Moon and Sagittarius energy to kind of put the growth of yourself out there. But remember the patience to temper it and make it the proper sword that it's meant to be. Have fun with that. Good luck with that. I hope you all have a wonderful Monday. Not a Garfield Monday, but a true bliss Monday. Take care and be well.